Good morning, profitable traders. Welcome to today's market follow session. I'd like to apologize for starting really late. We had a bit of a glitch, but thankfully we are back up. So good to have each and every one of you around. I'd like to crave your indulgence. Kindly share the link to the session with everyone on your contact list so that this can get to as many people as possible and they can get to participate in what we have ongoing here. Without taking further time, since time has been fast spent, we'll just head straight to the business of today. So starting off with DXY on the weekly time frame, we've been looking at this zone for a period of time, this price point, 107.3 to 107.321, where we want to see price trading to before selling off DXY on the weekly time frame. And coming down to the daily time frame, of course, let's see what price has for us on the daily time frame. As seen on the daily time frame, we just saw price trade into this high, 99.855. Price failed to take out the high. Instead, traded into it and we're seeing some push to the downside, although the prevailing trend, the most recent price action and structure is actually to the upside. Price failed to take out the high, traded into it, and we're seeing some push to the downside. I'd like us to take note that there's actually liquidity residing right here because of this double top. There's liquidity residing right there, and eventually we're going to see some push to the upside on the daily time frame for the DXY. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, this is what we're seeing. Minor structure being bearish, of course. So we will be looking out for sell opportunities on the DXY until we see price aligning with what we're seeing on the daily time frame, right? So we will just be looking out for sell opportunities on the 4-hour time frame, seeing that the minor structure, minor trend is actually bearish. And this was one of the points of interest we're looking at. The left shoulder at 99.324, shoulder, sweep, break. We were looking out for price to retrace right back here before selling to the downside. Instead, we're just seeing price tending to the downside without even resting a bit. Coming down to the 1-hour time frame, let's see if we can spot an entry. Same level we marked for the 4-hour time frame hasn't been respected yet, but eventually we're looking out for price to retrace right back into 99.324. And concluding and predicting that we're looking out for sell opportunities, it is quite obvious, not just prediction. It is obvious that we should be looking out for sell opportunities on the DXY. We'll just head straight to the much lower time frames to see if there's been anything that is obvious for an entry. On the 15 minutes time frame, I can spot one here, not so glaring, but this works, right? For the sell of the XY, shoulder right here at 98.661, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. What we're expecting and what we are looking out for is for price to retrace right back into this level, 98.664. And once that happens, best believe I will be taking the sell of the XY. There's even a fair value gap right here, right? 2 points of interest. Fair value gap, the left shoulder. Once price trades into this level on the 15 minutes time frame, I will be selling off the XY. Kindly take note of the price point we're calling out, so that once price reaches there, we will be right on time to take the trade opportunity. And right here on Euro USD, the weekly time frame, we can see that price is bullish. The market is bullish. Direction is actually to the upside. But of course, would want to see price retrace right back into a discount level and staying This right here on the weekly time frame is the classic box pattern. Shoulder at 1.06763, sweep to the downside, break to the upside, created a fair value gap right here. So all we're looking out for price to do is for price to retrace right back into the left shoulder at 1.06763. And once price gets there on the weekly time frame, best believe we should and we would be looking out for trade opportunities. Coming down to the daily time frame on Euro USD, we've been looking at this IOFED for a period of time because we wanted to see price react once price retraces right back here. We had 2 points of interest actually that we were looking out for the past couple of weeks. Number one point of interest is this left shoulder at this level, 1.15703, sweep to the upside, break to the downside, sweep to the downside, break to the upside, I beg your pardon. And then it also created an IOFED right here that we're looking out for price to trade into. Price retraced right back into this IOFED, fair value gap to the right and to the left, retrace right back into this level, and we're seeing this reaction to the upside. Right, price even took out the high right here at 1.16403. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, pretty obvious, we're seeing that structure is to the upside. Very obvious, nothing confusing here. And seeing that structure is to the upside, all we'll be looking out for is entries on the much lower time frames. Coming down to the 15 minutes time frame, there's one right here, shoulder, sweep, break, right? Once price returns right back into this left shoulder on the 15 minutes time frame, residing at 1.16507, I will be taking the buy of Euro USD. Even on the 5 minutes time frame, let's see. Okay, so our entry is actually on the 15 minutes time frame. Once price gets there, we should be looking out for our set buy opportunities. It is obvious, pretty obvious. We're looking to buy Euro USD. And last on my list being GBP USD, pretty much the same thing on the weekly time frame. Nothing has changed from what we've been looking at for the past couple of weeks. We are looking out for price to retrace right back into 1.24683. Why? Because there's the left shoulder, the classic box pattern that we usually use for analysis on the market color session. Shoulder at 1.24683, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. All we want to see price do is for price to retrace right back here. It will take time for price to get there. This is the weekly time frame. Of course, it will take time for price to get to that level. On the daily time frame, however, we've seen price break structure right here. There has been a break of structure. This high at 1.31989 was taken out, right? And we saw a retracement. Price came back to retest the high that was taken out, and we're seeing pushes to the upside, indicating that, of course, we should be looking out for buy opportunities on GBP USD. So after establishing that our direction is actually bullish on the much higher time frames, all we'll be looking out for on the lower time frames, 15 minutes time frame and the 5 minutes time frame, is actually entries. On the 15 minutes time frame, based on the box pattern, there's nothing obvious yet. And on the 5 minutes time frame, I can spot an entry based on the box pattern that we usually use for entries on in the market color session. So shoulder right here at 1.33299, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. Once price retraces right back into 1.33299 on the 5 minutes time frame for GBP USD, I will be taking the buy opportunity. If you have questions or a different bias entirely from everything that has been said, please feel free to type in the chat box. If you do not agree with my analysis, If you have a contrary bias, do well to type in the chat box. We respect your opinion, respect your perspective here. Kindly type in the chat box. While you're doing that, I'd like to announce that registration for the FX Bootcamp training, the very last for the year 2025, is currently ongoing. Send us a message on 081 6099 5030. I beg your pardon for that error, so that we can help you with the registration process. And also, the Falcon 2.0 bot leasing service is currently ongoing. If you've been following our updates on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, you know that we've been saying a lot about the Falcon 2.0 bot leasing service, because a lot of people are making money from the opportunity, completely hands-free. For more inquiries on how to go about being on the Falcon 2.0 program, why not send us a message on 081 6099 5030 or head straight to the website valueflowtrading.com/falcon to get started with the bot leasing service. Thank you very much for your feedback. We are going to go on a very brief break, and right after that, the Gold Master Likon will be coming up for his analysis on gold and the yen basket. So do not go anywhere. We'll be back shortly after this break.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Market Follow brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. And that was an insightful analysis for Cynthia. So this morning, we'll be heading straight to the analysis of the precious metal. And from there, we'll move straight to Japan to see what is going on with the yen basket. And we use the outcome of that analysis to check out what we should expect on the yen correlated here. And we take our action. All right. So sit back as we start with the precious metal this morning. If you look at it for the past few weeks now, the precious metal has been consolidating, being in a resting phase after this massive breakout and long all the way to the upside to create the all-time high at around 4381.44 level. All right. So on the daily time frame, if you look at the daily perspective, it's becoming much more clearer what price is trying to do here. And some days ago, sometimes last month on the 13th of November, we saw how that price retreated to come and test the daily order block that we have here. And we expect more of a sell further to the downside. Even from our weekly analysis this week, we expect it to be a sell week because we've been waiting for price to pull back more into the minor structure that we have on the 4-hour time frame, which is what we have here, and then we begin to sell to the downside. But for the past few days now, since Monday, price has been in a very strong consolidation phase. As you can see, price has just been ranging all through for the past few days now. So what exactly should we now look out for in the days coming for that, right? And on the 1-hour time frame, what exactly should we also look at? We are going to confirm that on the 1-hour time frame that price has just been ranging for a while. And also, let's also take note of this, that because the year is also, rounding up, we are going to see more of less liquidity in the market, right? People going for holiday, you and I, we are reducing our trading time, and you want to have some time off with your family. So the same thing is going to be across the globe. So if we've been seeing like 200, 300, 500 pips in a day before on the precious metal, this is the time that we will likely just see maybe 100 or so, 100, between 100 and 300, compared to we seeing the 1000 and the likes like that on a daily basis initially before. So we should look out for that moving forward. All right. And now, based on what we have now, what exactly are we now going to advise we do on the precious metal based on the current market condition? Now, on the current market condition, what we advise we all do is best we look out for opportunity to scalp, which is trading on your lower time frame. And trading on your lower time frame shouldn't be against the market trend. It should be in line with the market trend. Now we've seen that the overall trend is a buy trend, so which implies that if we go to our lower time frame, like 15 minutes, 5 minutes, when we see our buy signature print out, then we can easily take it. Just as we have sometimes yesterday, this particular signature, just as we have it sometimes yesterday, we've seen our market structure shift here, and we've seen the shoulder being cleared, even which also, correlates with the Asian low as price took it out and then give us a market structure shift on the lower time frame. Now, as price pull back into that shoulder level, you can see what price did there. So those are the kind of move you and I would most likely look out to see. And as a matter of fact, right now, based on the structure we have on the lower time frame now, I'm expecting a sell to start, to start green. As a matter of fact, price already traded into this shoulder, as you can see. And then we have also a liquidity level somewhere around this point here. This is a liquidity level here too, right? That price just took out. Okay. Now, as price just took out the liquidity level, what exactly should we now look out for as price just took out the liquidity level? Yes, the first thing we should look out for is opportunity to short more to the downside, and that is what we are going to look out for right away. Now go to your 5-minute time frame to check where exactly and what exactly is price doing. Okay, now on the 5-minute time frame, what I will be waiting for, since price already took out liquidity, it already gave an entry signature here. This is an entry signature for a sell, so you can easily pull your trigger. But if you are the type who also wait for the market structure shift after price already take out liquidity and give a market entry signature, you may want to see that happen, and that is what is happening right away. But this is the entry signature for the sell of the precious metal. So we have our entry here, and our SF is just going to be just above this particular high that we have somewhere here. And I wish you have enough liquidity to hold on this, and we target our 1:2, right? So that is just it for the day, and our 1:2 is just the low of the Asian session. That is just the Asian low. So let's see how that plays out right now as we pull the trigger and follow through to the downside. All right, so that is that for the precious metal moving forward on the daily perspective, and also right to the lower time frame. Now a quick one to Japan to see what do we have going on the yen basket, so we can easily follow through right now. All right, for the yen basket on the higher time frame, you are going to observe that price has actually traded into the level we expected to trade into, and from our analysis for the week, we're expecting some level of buy for the week. Right from the daily time frame, you can see price is currently in a consolidation phase, and we still expect that price should push forward to the upside. Now on the 4-hour time frame too, we see how that price traded into a POI we marked sometimes last week on the 1-hour time frame, and this is more obvious on the 1-hour perspective. If you look at it holistically from this point, the price traded into this level last week Friday, and we expect the opening of the week to be a bullish move, and that is what we've seen so far. And just that the volume was not really that much, because we are seeing more consolidation in the whole week. All right, so now on the lower time frame for the yen basket, if you look at it from the 15-minute time frame, we are going to see to some extent we are having some level of market structure shift to the upside. Now let's use this data we have here to interpret GBP JPY and the other yen correlated pair. Starting with GBP JPY from the weekly perspective, Remember, we said we have similar thing playing out on GBP, JPY, how that we still have our weekly, our yearly high, last year high still very valid there. And we've seen how the price already took out this liquidity level here. With that becomes much more obvious if we check it from the daily perspective. So this liquidity level has been taken out. So what exactly should we now begin to look out for on GBP, JPY? From the 4-hour perspective, what we should be looking at for is market structure shift, of which we've not seen one on the 4-hour perspective. 4-hour time frame, we've not seen any market structure shift. And based on this current price action that we have here, I'm of the opinion that this may likely be a liquidity hunt that we have here, right? And until we see this low being taken out, then that is when we now conclude the sell off of GBP, JPY. But in respect to other yen correlated pair, you already see the move happening on them. But for GBP, JPY, let's still wait until we see the proper market structure shift. Now on the 1-hour time frame too, we've not seen a clear market structure shift for GBP, JPY. Let's wait until we see that. Even if you look at your lower time frame from the 15-minute time frame, yes, I know you say yes, we have a market structure shift on the lower time frame, but I'm still of the opinion there's high probability we still see a last leg of buy before the sell. But compared to pairs like Euro JPY as a round up, for Euro JPY, if you look at it from the daily perspective, you're going to observe that it's also been in a very strong consolidation for some days compared to GBP JPY that created a new high, right? For Euro JPY, it's been on consolidation. And if you look at 4-hour perspective, it's been very wide. I mean, the consolidation, and we are still expecting it, to sell all the way to the downside. And from the 4-hour perspective of Euro JPY, we've not really seen a market structure shift. So let's wait until we see that clearly. But if you come to the 1-hour perspective of Euro JPY, you're going to see to some extent everywhere is still very much in that consolidation phase until we see a clear market structure shift to the downside. Then we can easily follow. But taking note with the fact that we are rounding up the year and liquidity is most likely going to be drying up in the market gradually. If we consider the lower time frame from the 15 minutes perspective, all we are going to see is yes, price has been collapsing to the downside, selling off as expected, but let's wait until we see a very clear structure of that sell. Right now, what I'm saying here, I know some of you like, is this not a shoulder? No, this is not a shoulder because this low was not taken out by this last move. So I'm still of the opinion what we are still going to see for Euro JPY, there's still high tendency for price to come back to take out yesterday high. And if that happens, then we will now consider shorting Euro JPY to the downside. That is going to be all. If there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box. But if there's none, that is going to be all for the analysis of the yen correlated pair and also the yen basket with the precious metal. If there's no question, make sure you trade cautiously and you use your proper risk management strategy. So we meet again for the New York session by 2 p.m. and we can share me. Cheers and God bless.